what can you do to give back to yourself?
What? To give back to yourself? Wow, that's a good one. I was a helping professional, Andrea, for like over 20 years and giving for others, giving to others all the time, being in service, wanting to help others. You don't really think about what that does to oneself, right? What it did to me mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically. I mean, adrenaline shutdown, compassionate leave. I know a lot of my coworkers were on medication and all of that from giving, 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 giving. So much output, not enough input. So I think that's a really good question. How do you give back to yourself? This is where self-care, self-love comes in to make up for all those years of self-neglect. I'd hate to say it, but really that's what it is, self-neglect, when we don't take the time to give back to our body, to replenish ourselves, to restore our mental capacity, to restore and even out, stabilize, and be in balance with our emotions, regulate our nervous system, and to spiritually connect, like consciously connect to the bigger picture. Because often when we're in that mode, then we're only seeing what's right in front of us and how can we help and how can we do better, and meeting expectations, meeting obligations. Like those are all mental traps we get caught up in, right? And fearing even taking the time to ourselves, because what are people going to think, that we're lazy, that we're selfish, that we all of these things that aren't actually true. And those are the things that can hold us back from actually being able to give back to ourselves. But one thing I did do, which is I think is the greatest act of self-love, is make myself a nourishing meal. Usually that meant dinner. Sometimes it'd be snacks, snacks in a show, because I'm an introvert and that's what I like to do. And having that morning routine is essential. And I think giving to yourself right away, before you even open up your cell phone, before you do anything outside of your bed, even, you can do this literally from your bed. I like to meditate. I like to journal. I like to contemplate. I like to set the tone for the day. I like to be intentional. And that's a way that we can move into the day, but to actually give back to yourself is taking those breaks that when you need it, right? Not putting them off, actually sitting down to eat your meal, making sure that you eat in the first place, because a lot of people even skip that. Making sure you get out to your appointments, seeing your healing practitioners, rebalancing your energy, going to the doctor, the dentist, whatever you need to take care of your health, going to the gym. Those are all acts of service, and being in service to yourself and being able to give back to yourself. Giving yourself a self massage, even something like that, that really soothes you, replenishes you, and restores your energy. How do you give back to yourself, Andrea?
I want to challenge everyone who's listening to us now. Ask yourself, is there a balance of giving and receiving in your life, in your relationships, and in other areas of your life, especially business? Because otherwise you're robbing yourself. I literally made a list at one point to the non-negotiables, that these are the things that I really need to have to be able to serve others. And if that list is not conscious, you have not created it, what can happen, as Jennifer said, you can slowly lose focusing on yourself and you become everything to everyone, and then you are gone from the picture, and that usually creates some kind of a trouble or calamity or challenges in areas of life that might collapse. Any last words?
That's a really good one, right? You can either relax or you can collapse. So taking the time for yourself is being in service to yourself, and that's a way of giving back too. So yeah, I'd love to see how people answer this question. Put it in the comments. Let's get this conversation going.
Thank you.